What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Investing Bros channel. And today, it's been a minute since we did a Chainlink update. So I thought it'd be a good time to go ahead and take a look at what's happening on the charts, what's happening in the news. Should you be buying more Chainlink at the current levels, or should you give it just a little more time to purchase a little bit lower? We're going to cover that and a whole lot more. So do not go anywhere. Smash the like button and hit subscribe if you are newer to the channel. But first, we got to roll an intro. All right, let's go ahead and just jump right on into the charts for a second. A lot of people have concerns about Chainlink in the longer term and the shorter term thing. What I'm looking at right now, we've talked about this on the channel before, but you're going to see a lot of bears, especially if someone's predisposed to be more negative or bearish. They're going to point out that a head and shoulders pattern potentially is still in play. Just so you guys know, the doom and the gloom of this formation, if it were to play out, would send the price of your, well, if you're watching like me and this is one of your favorite coins, it could send the price of Chainlink down to $6.26. But I do want to let you know that's not necessarily something I think is going to happen. Let's just even say we start to fall back down. This is going to be a very strong level of support back at $9.41. Why? Because it was a strong level of resistance, not just for a couple of months, not even just for a whole year, but several years dating all the way back to early of 2022. We've even seen Chainlink play out this kind of similar formation where way back in 2018 into 2019, we had a little bit of a channel where we reused former resistance level as firm support before taking off for the more explosive leg of the 2021 bull market. So while $6 is technically in the cards based off the head and shoulders pattern, I'm not even convinced we go down to 940, but there is a chance 940 could be in play based off support levels. But on a shorter timeline, other people have some concerns because right now, if you do use Lux Algo, you will find that there is a bearish breaker block in play, suppressing the price of Chainlink here below $13.40. So is there any hope for Chainlink to make a move to the upside? We're going to come back and do a little bit more TA here in just a couple of minutes, but I do want to show you a couple of articles that do give us some positivity. The first one is that the whales are aggressively accumulating Chainlink. Now, I want to make sure we understand this. This is what the headline's saying. It's saying aggressively. It goes on to say 4.18 million. Now, $4 million really is not necessarily that big of a deal, but it is a sign of whale movement and whale bullishness. Let's read about what is going on right now. If you scroll down here, blockchain analytics firm, The Data Nerd, reported that on July 7th, so that was about 3 days ago, 3 new addresses with a total of 329,700 linked tokens. Man, I wish I had that many. Formed from tokens from a decentralized exchange. The value of these transfers amounted to approximately $4.18 million. Now, you might be saying, all right, what does this mean? Why do I care that $4 million of link was removed from an exchange? Well, there's a couple of things that this could mean, and all 3 of them are very, very bullish. Firstly, it might indicate increased investor confidence in the token. So simply put, they might just be moving it because they feel really bullish and they just want to move it into a private storage for long haul bullish momentum. Another possibility, and this is still bullish, is that the investors are moving their link tokens to participate in staking or yield farming opportunities within the DeFi ecosystem. So they could be saying, listen, I'm very bullish. I want to move this over. I want to stake it. I want to yield more benefit from it, not just let it sit dormant. We don't know which one. Either way, both of those are movements made by somebody who thinks price is about to go up. And lastly, the third one they could be doing is such a large-scale transfer might signal institutional interest where entities acquire significant link holdings for long-term investments or engagement in DeFi activities. Any way you talk about it, the cookie crumbles to saying this is a move that would imply we're about to see an increase in link price prediction. And it's not being made by just a normal retail investor. $4 million compared to the over $8 billion market cap that currently exists for Chainlink doesn't seem that significant, but it's markings of whales or large holders making big moves in a bullish format. There's this thing in trading that says you should follow the smart money, not the dumb money. Retail investors that don't have that much would be more of the dumb money. There's less research, there's less understanding. It's mostly trading based off of emotions and whatever is popping up in the face at any given moment. But smart money or long-term holders, they've been around the block. They understand the movements of the markets. And when they make moves, whether bullish or bearish, more often than not, that does indicate the future price action for that asset. So in this case, $4 million, while it might not be significant compared to $8 billion in market cap, it's significant enough to tell us these are moves being made by long-term smart money holders, and that's a great indication that price could go to the upside. But another reason why I think that price has some significant upside to come is because of a new partnership. Chainlink partners with Fidelity International and Signum. This collaboration marks a significant advancement in the tokenization of assets, enhancing transparency and accessibility for Signum's recent issuance of Fidelity International's US $6.9 billion of institutional liquidity fund on chain. So that right there, not all $6.9 billion is going to flow into Chainlink, but it's just another partnership on top of a pile of others that Chainlink continues to become one of the most beloved coins for the institutional adoption in this bull market. It is another reason why I am so massively bullish on Chainlink, believing that Chainlink could pop into the top 5 of total crypto coins by the end of 2025. This all spells a lot of bullishness for the price of Chainlink. But let's go a little bit deeper here. I'm about to get back in the charts, but I want to show you another one first. And that would be the liquidity charts. Now, I want to start here on the 7-day span. So in the last 7 days, this is the recent price movement. We've come down back as low as $11 here. We went back up as high as $13.55. I told you you had a wick up there, but ultimately not able to close really above $13.40, give or take. Right now, on the 7-day, you do see a little bit of a mixed bag. We see some liquidity back down here around 1260, maybe a little bit down here at 1166. You see some back up here towards 1360, give or take, and then it keeps going up. This is a very small time frame. What does this communicate to me? Yes, in the next 7 days or so, could we continue to see volatility and potentially lower price movements coming for Chainlink? Absolutely. But I want to show you when you take a bird's eye view. Let's go out to the 3-month chart here for liquidations. And what you will see screams long-term bullishness. It screams we need to be buying up the Chainlink on this dip. Why? Because we have no more bearish liquidations. We have no more long liquidations to be in play. We had a massive amount right here around $12.27. We came and took that out here just a couple of weeks ago. And now take a look at here. There's been no confidence necessarily in setting up brand new longs, which you might say, Tim, if no one's setting up longs, isn't that a negative thing? No, it is not, because now all of those whales, all those long-term holders, all of the expert traders who look and love to manipulate the space to go after the liquidation positions, all they have is a target to the upside to go back up to new highs for this bull market. So is the bottom price in? I cannot guarantee you, but I'll tell you, charts like this do imply there's just not a lot of room to be pushed back down to the downside whatsoever. It seems like all we have is room to the upside. Let's come back over here to the charts. As I mentioned to you guys, again, bearish formation right here, but I want to show you some positivity on longer time frames. Let's go out to the weekly chart. Let me get rid of these drawings here from my head and shoulders just because maybe I have a little bit of OCD. I don't like seeing those on there long term. Let's take a look at what's happening here. Now, this is kind of boring price action or sideways price action since back in November of 2023. Yes, we did shoot ourselves up above $20 temporarily, but now we're back down here. And for the last couple of weeks, last 2 weeks at least, not really able to get back up above 1340, as I said. But there are some things that absolutely I think are very, very positive. Actually, going back to the daily chart real quick, if you turn on Lux Algo's sell orders, yes, we have a bearish breaker block sitting above us. Yes, but when you look at what that breaker block is made up of, it's actually still made up of more bears that will be exhausted during these price levels. So when you look at this, while it does show you a level of resistance is in play, this is not necessarily a very strong level of resistance. We also, after being in a sell order from Lux Algo all the way back here on June 8th, have hit our take profit targets. And again, there's not necessarily a lot of pressure based off of liquidations to send us down any lower. When we come up here to the weekly chart and we take a look at what's happening here, it's the oscillators that are actually getting me very, very excited here. Let me explain to you why that is. First of all, we're seeing a lot of different types of bullish divergence on the weekly chart and the daily chart. What is that? That is where the price bottoms, like so the candles in bottom of price action since going back to April have gotten lower. All the while, when you take a look at almost every oscillator, we're actually seeing those bottoms go to the upside. We see it on stochastics RSI. We're not seeing necessarily on RSI and the MACD, but when you take a look at the Lux Algo oscillator, you are definitely seeing a higher low being formed. Now, it's too early to call for certain. We need to see a couple of weeks of bullish action before you can say for certain on the weekly chart, do you have bullish divergence? When you go to the daily chart, however, it's absolutely very, very clear where we clearly have lower lows on the price, higher lows on the oscillator. And on this one, you do see the MACD, the RSI, and stochastics RSI all saying we have just played out some bullish divergence. But let's go back to the weekly chart. Not done with the oscillators just yet. And let's minimize some of these others. I want to take a look just at the Lux Algo oscillator and show you some significance that I'm finding at current levels. Now, right now, if we look at the oscillator, we're at 31. We're technically not in a phase where you would say oversold until you get down to 20 on the Lux Algo oscillator. But I want to make a point to you guys. When you look at the history of Chainlink, and if I were to take you, and I'll do this, I'll take a look at Bitcoin's history of the oscillator during bull markets and bear markets. I want you to see something, though. The last time we were at levels like this, we were close to bottoming out back here in April. That's recent history. Let's go back a little bit further. Yes, at the bottom of the bear market, we ended up setting up some bullish divergence where the oscillators did touch / go slightly below 20. But what about last bull market? During a bull market, during a phase where we no longer need to go lower and we're working on setting new highs, what is a normal pullback for this oscillator? Well, in Chainlink's history, you really only have bull market perspective because it didn't really come into existence until time periods of the bear market during 2018. So let's just kind of start with, let's go with the bull market as a whole. Started for a lot of different places, late 2018, early 2019, and you can see here the bottoming out for the oscillator here was at 35. You fast forward here into September of 2019, we only got to 35. You fast forward a little further here to December, we made a little further down towards 30, but nowhere close to the 20. And then, of course, again here in March of 2020 during the pullback, we only pulled back down to 38. It was not until the actual bear market came into play that we did see the oscillator on the weekly chart cross down officially into oversold territory below the 20, all the way down to 16. If I want to show you more history, though, take a look at what Bitcoin did, and so you can have a better appreciation of this dip. Again, bear market bottom came down in December of 2018. Oscillator dropped all the way to 8, well below 20. But during the bull market, even with significant pullbacks in price here, you can see that the Bitcoin oscillator really never dropped below like 26 or so. Never got to that 20 oversold position until all the way when the bear market started to be in play. What we are seeing right now in Bitcoin and in Chainlink is, yes, we have pulled back significantly, but we are not done with the bull market. Rather, we are sitting right dab smack in the middle. And right now, we are seeing the oscillator get back down to levels where previously we've seen reversals, and also we're seeing bullish divergence come into play. These are all things paired with the recent sentiment in the space. Whales are buying, institutions are still partnering. These are all reasons for Chainlink price to actually be giving us a bottom out signal. We told you weeks before, $11, $12 range would be significant support. And right now I'm seeing a lot of evidence that that could continue to be in play. Am I saying that 1288 is the best price you're going to get for Chainlink over the next week? Not necessarily. Going to the 4-hour chart, I'm not necessarily convinced that we have to go nothing but to the upside. There's a lot of resistance sitting right above us. As I mentioned up here at 1340, I would not be surprised to see possibly a return to $12 in Chainlink's price. But when you come out to long-term time frames and you're looking at the long-term future with, maybe you're in a similar boat to me, that Chainlink at least will be making up to $200 and more than likely making a push closer to $500 or $700. The difference between buying at $12.88 and $12 is really not that significant. you want to get as a hold as of a much, okay, you want to get a hold of as much Chainlink as possible while you can still get it at these cheap levels. That is not necessarily my financial advice to you, but it is something I think you should be keeping an eye on and thinking heavily about. Do you have enough Chainlink in your portfolio, or are you looking to add? These are some of the best prices you will ever see for the rest of its existence. You make the decision for yourself what you want to do. With that said, guys, before I let you go, make sure if you do want to be trading on some of these things, if you want to be trading Chainlink or anything else, make sure. Let's see. Why is that freezing up? I had a sponsorship for you guys, but it's not really letting me click on it. There we go. All right, let's go back to it. If you guys want to check out our new trading partner, it is CoinW. This is the place we heavily recommend to you guys. No KYC, no need for a VPN to trade whatsoever. They have over 300 different spot trading opportunities and well over 100 leverage trades. You can trade all the way up to 125x on futures. But when you use the link down below and you sign up, you get $50 just for signing up for CoinW. And if you enter just one trade, you get another $50 just for trading. So take advantage of a free $100. And if you connect to our Discord, you also can be eligible to earn weekly giveaways as well. So shout out to CoinW. Go start trading with them today. Guys, that's all I have for you in this video. Make sure on your way out, you hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't miss a single piece of content we put out. With that said, I'll see you in the next video. Adios.